What secret lay hidden inside this 4,500-year-old pyramid, towering 480 feet above the ground, that researchers had to send in a robot with a camera to discover it? At one point, the robotic camera came to a halt, blocked by a stone slab. Experts believed that behind this slab was a secret that had remained buried for 4.5 millennia. They had to uncover it, so they attached a drill to the robot, which bored a hole through the stone. Then, a camera was inserted into the hole, and it captured a sight that no human eye had seen in 4,500 years. Welcome once again to the world of Egypt's pyramids, home to 138 massive structures that have withstood thousands of years of earthquakes and violent storms, and yet not a single one of them has shifted from its place. The tallest and grandest among them is the Great Pyramid of Giza, whose base covers 13 acres, enough to fit 9 football fields inside it. Experts estimate that it was constructed using approximately 2.3 million large stone blocks, many of which weighed over 50 tons. Its total weight? Around 6 million tons. That's equivalent to 12 Burj Khalifas. But the question remains, why were these pyramids built so tall and strong in the first place? How, thousands of years ago, without machines, were these walls aligned inch by inch with perfect precision? How were 50-ton stone blocks carved into perfect squares and stacked 480 feet high without cement? And who were the engineers that made these structures not only earthquake-proof, but aligned all 4 sides exactly at a 51.5-degree angle? We'll explore all of this in today's video. Challenge number 1. For centuries, various research teams have tried to understand how the sides of the pyramid were aligned so precisely to the north, south, east, and west, without a compass. Experts believe that the builders first found a solid piece of land that could bear the weight of millions of tons of stone. Then, using the stars, particularly the polar stars, they determined direction. No compass, no optical instruments, just ancient techniques that managed to align these pyramids flawlessly thousands of years ago. Challenge number 2. The next hurdle was leveling the land. If even a small part of the 13-acre area was uneven, the pyramid couldn't be built. There were no leveling machines or laser tools in those days. Experts think the builders may have constructed walls around the site and filled it with water. The water's surface would naturally level itself, revealing which areas were too high. Those parts were then carved down using chisels and hammers. They also used a simple tool, 2 pieces of wood with a stone suspended by string in the middle. If the stone aligned with the center mark, the ground was level. Challenge number 3. Now came the actual construction, and it needed massive stone blocks, weighing tens of thousands of tons. There were no grinders or chainsaws, yet they managed to carve 50-ton stones into precise shapes. How? With the help of a plant. Yes, experts believe that the tools used weren't just made of copper, but also included chemical treatments and zinc to help cut tough rock. Wooden hammers were used to strike repeatedly, shaping the stones. Challenge number 4. These special stones, now known as limestone, were quarried from a place called Tura, 250 kilometers away. So how were they transported? One stone weighed around 50,000 kilograms. That's like moving 3 buses. At that time, There were no animals strong enough to pull them, and they didn't have wheels. Yet they did it using boats. They took advantage of the river flowing between Giza and Tura and ferried the stones on large vessels. It took teams of at least 500 workers just to load and unload one of these ships. Challenge number 5. But one major challenge still remained: how to lift those heavy stones to a height of 480 feet. Experts believe the builders constructed a spiral or zigzag ramp around the pyramid before construction began. Stones were pulled up along these ramps with the help of massive teams of workers. Challenge number 6. Carving, transporting, and placing the stones wasn't enough. Inside the pyramid were rooms, tunnels, and passageways. The surprising thing is, the stones used for the inner walls weren't limestone, but granite, one of the hardest stones on Earth. Even today, granite can't be cut without modern machinery. But 4,500 years ago, the Egyptians did it with precision. How? Experts discovered that they used a special saw with no teeth. Weights were added on both sides of the saw, and sand was poured in between. The back-and-forth motion gradually cut through the stone. This process took around 4 months to complete. So in the end, we're left asking, why exactly were these pyramids built? How many laborers worked on them at one time? And what exactly did the robotic camera see behind that ancient slab? All of this and more will be revealed in part 2 of this video. Thanks for your amazing comments and likes. See you in the next epic episode.